Ir norime pakviesti dar vieną pranešėją iš įmonės Domus Lumina, Jurga Zuzevičienė, kuri pristatys temą Langų uždengimo evoliucija, tvarumo mados ir funkcionalumo sinergija.
Labadiena visiems, esu Jurga, atstovauju turbūt lyderiaujančią įmonę Lietuvoje, gaminančią langų uždengimus. Norėčiau šiandieną pakalbėti apie pačią evoliuciją langų uždengimo. Tai nuo kailio urvo ant uolos angos iki išmaniojo namo arba tahomo sistemų sprendimų prabėgo turbūt jau ne vienas amžius. Bet poreikiai langų uždengimams išliko vis dėlto tie patys, tai yra slėpti nuo išorinių kitų akių, šildyti bei puošti. Atsižvelgiant į interjero madų technologijų vystymosi greitį per paskutinius 20 metų, galima ateityje prognozuoti drastiškus transformacijos langų uždengimo rinkoje. Šių esminių sąlygų sinergija, tai yra varomoji jėga, jungianti ir kurianti naujas tendencijas bei stilių. O inovacijos tapo kasdienybė, be kurios neįmanomas sėkmingas vystymasis. Pirmoji didelė langų uždengimo inovacija, šiandien turbūt mums daugeliui kelianti šypseną, tai maždaug prieš 10-metį atsiradusios horizontalios aliumininės žaliuzės, kurios puikavosi ne vien virtuvėje, bet ir svetainėje bei miegamajame kambaryje. Tik maždaug prieš 10 metų įžengė į mūsų rinką kiti langų uždengimo sprendimai, tai kaip romanetė, pliusuotos žaliuzės, austrijietės bei kiti produktai. Net pietiečių pamėgtos langinės mūsų eksterjeruose naudojamos daugiau dėl dekoro, tapo reguliariaus asortimento dalimis. Išmokime dengti langus ne tik technologiškais pažangiais audiniais atitinkančiais maksimalus saugumo reikalavimus, tai yra antibakteriniai audiniai, akustiniai, nedegus, tačiau prioritetų sąrašuose pirmauja komfortas, kuris reikalauja paprasto, bet itin protingo valdymo ypatumų. Šiandien sparčiai populiarėja automatizuoti sprendimai, kurie užtikrina maksimalų komfortą. Langų uždengimai yra planuojami nepabaigus statybas, o sudarinėjant patį projektą. Tiesiog reikėtų nuspręsti, kokias funkcijas būtent langų uždengimas atliks. Supratome, jog langai svarbus energijos taupymo šaltinis, tiek planuojant natūralios šviesos patekimą į patalpas, tiek šilumos bei energijos taupymą bei tvarumą. Tinkamai parinkdami langų uždengimus užtikriname jų ir ilgamžiškumą. Audinys parenkamas atsižvelgiant į tai, ar tai vakarinė, pietinė, rytinė fasado pusė, ar langai bus dažnai darinėjami, ar užuolaidos traukomas dažnai, ar tai būtent iš to kambario patekimas į terasą, nes tai yra labai svarbu tiek šilumos bei elektros energijos taupymui bei tvarumui. Naujoms madoms ir technologijoms svarbiantis tiek į viešosios paskirties objektus, tiek į individualius namus ieškome grožio, išmanumo ir kokybės viename. Siekdami sukurti vientisumą, suvienyti estetinį langų uždengimo dervę su funkcionalumu. Į asortimentą įtraukiame vis daugiau užuolaidinių audinių, namų tekstilė grįžta į populiarumo viršūnes. Įvairių stilių pavidale, tiek klasika, tiek iki autorinių grafikos darbų, tiek lietuvių, tiek užsienio dizainerių kolekcijos pasiūla iš tiesų garantuoja kiekvienos svajonės bei poreikio išsipildymą. Platus Domus Lumina namų tekstilės pasirinkimas padės net iš išrankiausios skonio užsakovui ir idealiai tiks bet kokio stiliaus interjeruose. Širmos ar romanetės labiau tinkamos moderniame interjere. Užuolaidos madingos yra visur ir visada. Bet kad ir kas dengtų langus, rytininės užuolaidos, medinės ar plituotos žaliuzės, romanetės, širmos ar austrietės, visa tai tarsi užtvirtina pasirinktą interjero dizaino stilistiką, suteikia jaukumo, prabangos, atlieka svarbią apsaugą nuo saulės ar svetimų akių funkciją, papildo bendrą baldų bei interjero dekoro kompoziciją. Domus Lumina dirba su partneriais, kurie ieško nuolat inovatyviausių sprendimų, tiek gerindami techninės komponentų savybės, tiek ieškodami moderniausių sprendimų rytojaus namams. Automatizuoti karnizai su integruotu apšvietimu seniai nebėra tik skirti prabangiems interjerams. Galime pasiūlyti įvairiausių formų pačius karnizus. Protingas namas tampa standartu. Integruota temperatūros, vėjo, saulės jutikliai, kliūties detektoriai, laikmačiai, meteo stotelės padeda kontroliuoti langų uždengimus. Taip apsaugodami namus nuo žalingo gamtos poveikio ar padėdami išlaikyti patį komfortą. O kartais paprasčiausiai trokštama komforto, paprastumo, patogumo ir lengvumo. Automatizuoti sprendimai suteikia visus šios privalus. Saulės energija ar akumuliatoriumi įkraunami varikliai automatizavimą pavertė dar paprastesniu. Nebereikia rūpintis elektros įvadais, o stoglangių uždengimo bei valdymo problemos jau yra senai pamirštos. Naujausia automatika beveik negirdima, audiniai traukiami yra itin greitai, bei švelniai, be jokio garso ir labai lengvai sustabdomi, kas užtikrina užuolaidų klosčių tvarkingą sugulimą. Taigi, sujungus visus langų uždengimus, garažo vartus, pergolės ar markizės į vieną sistemą, jau gauname unikalų pastato klimatą. Galima nuotoliniu būdu valdyti tiek individualaus namų uždengimus, tiek didžiuosius biurų pastatus. Iš anksto paruošti scenarijai padės net labiau užimtiems klientams. Galimi įvairūs savaitgalio atostogų grįžimo iš darbo režimai. Nuotolinis valdymas leidžia juos koreguoti, naudojantis keletą siųstuvų. Ačiū uždėmesį.
Dėkojame Jurgai Zuzevičieniai. O prieš paskutinis mūsų pranešėjas yra įmonės Tarkett Roberto Kraghto, kuris skaitys pranešimą tema tvarios naujovės, galinčios prisidėti prie geresnio klimato. Iššūkiai, sprendimai ir sėkmė.
Good afternoon. My name is Rob Kraghto. I'm Dutch. It's the first time I'm in Lithuania. It's a very impressive event. As you could have seen, I'm with Tarkett, but I've been with Desso for more than 25 years. And Desso is the carpet company that became part of Tarkett almost 3 years ago. And this means that we're now part of this impressive organization. If you just see 34 industrial sites, 100 countries where we sell in, and this is something I can't still imagine. It's for me impossible to imagine that we sell 1.3 million square meters of carpet tiles every year. So we have floor products every year, not carpet tiles. But it's a good thing that Tarkett now has Desso as a brand, because nowadays there is no project anymore where you only use one material. Whether it is an office or a hotel or a school or even healthcare, you use multiple materials. So this is a good thing. But I want to talk about Desso. I want to talk about what happened to us, where we're coming from, what we do on innovation, and why we became part of Tarkett, because it's not obvious that we did. When we became independent in 2007, it became clear that the leading position that Desso had on innovation and design was lost completely. We know that because we did extensive market research, and what came out was Desso is a very reliable company with high quality products, good service, but our image at that time was, as we say in Dutch, oudbollig. And oudbollig is even worse than old-fashioned. And when your main target audiences are architects, interior architects, and designers, you have a problem. But we're back because we started to innovate in these fields: creativity, functionality, and cradle. I'll explain to you, but first, what do? We produce carpet and carpet tiles, very special carpet in very special environments, high-tech woven for the aviation industry, very traditional Axminster carpet for cruise ships and high-end hotels, and this is a bit of a problem. Broadloom carpet for office, for the home. Which one of you has wall-to-wall carpet in the living room now? One. This says everything. It's a bit of a challenge. 50 years ago it was 80%, and now it's 3%. But our main business is commercial carpet, and this is about tiles, carpet tiles. We are a cradle company. You probably know what this is, and we focused our cradle activities on the tiles. Cradle means products do not create waste after their useful life, but they create food for plants or animals, or food for new products. But it's a little bit more than that. Just to get certified, we have to use healthy materials, a huge challenge, renewable energy, show social fairness, goes a lot further than showing that you don't have child labor in your chain. You have to treat your water with the utmost care and make sure that all ingredients stay in endless loops. So look at this. Solar panels, biomass installations, we all want to use that. We have to use that to get, by 2020, 100% renewable energy. So it's a lot more than products, but it's also about products. Within Cradle, you always talk about the biological cycle and the technical cycle. And this is the most important thing that you have to consider. All materials have to be 100% safe for humans and the environment. The biological cycle is not really easy because carpet is made out of artificial ingredients, nylon, polyester. But Michael Braungart, the guy behind Cradle, urged us to do research, and we did. We came up with products with yarn from paper, from bamboo, or from jute. But although this looks like carpet, it doesn't have the same performance. Our tiles will last easily for 15 years. And this is gone. It's disappeared after 4 months. So you could say, okay, every 4 months new carpet, but that's not very sustainable. So we focus on the technical cycle. This is, by the way, bamboo. And with the technical cycle, the problem is to do this in a 100% safe way, you have to know until the last ingredient what is in there. If you don't know what's in there, how can you assure that it is safe? So it starts with the analysis of all your ingredients by a third party. They can group it into green. These ones you can leave in. Yellow, you can only leave it in until there's a better alternative. You have to look for better alternatives. Cradle is an ongoing innovation process. You're never finished. The red ones you have to phase out, and gray, then you don't know what it is. You only have 2 years' time to find out what it is. If you still don't know what it is, then also a phase-out plan comes in place. But just to illustrate to you that it's not self-evident that products are safe nowadays, these are 2 slides of a presentation of Michael Braungart that he did earlier this year at the Cradle conference. I don't know if you know the man, but he's rather confronting with his audience. With this slide, he says, "I rather see someone abusing his child than a toy manufacturer who produces toys with so much toxic hazardous chemicals in there that are being released during use." This is today. And all these shiny glasses that we have, they shine because there's lead oxide in there. Michael Braungart claims that because it's a toxic, if you leave fresh orange juice for more than 20 minutes in a glass like this, then the level of lead in your orange juice is too high. And I don't know if you have in Lithuania these yellow bath ducks. 9 out of 10 yellow bath ducks are toxic. So it's not self-evident. And we had an issue with our biggest product, the carpet tile. We produce the best tiles in the world, not only because they all have the same color and the same size, but also because they stay flat for 15 years. That's a specialism that we control like no one else. And the backing is partly responsible for that. And the backing traditionally is made out of bitumen. With bitumen, you cannot reach the highest level of innovation in cradle to cradle. So we had to change the backing. Michael Braungart said, if you want to become cradle to cradle, you have to change your backing. We're going to talk about interior climate. The interior climate here is not so good, so I need a little water. Apologies for that. So we had to change the backing. And we're one of the two pioneers in carpet tiles, so we knew what the alternative was. This is the alternative. This is a plastic, but it's not a PVC. It's a very special polyolefin. And you can immediately see where a carpet tile with a bitumen backing is black, this is white. Not only the most sustainable product, but also the most practical product in terms of installation and also innovation. I'll show you later. And now we have a product that after use, you can get back and separate in yarn. This is going back to the yarn manufacturer, or the chemical industry. Excuse me. And the backing material is going back into our systems to produce new backings from. And this is what Cradle to Cradle is about. It's about material management. And because of this, we're the first company in the world that has a golden certification on 6 colors in 4 products, and for the whole range a silver certification. And this is what we have to do. This is part of the certification. Make sure that ingredients come back and are being reused. This is a cradle to cradle tile. We have to separate this into yarn, going back to the yarn manufacturer, backing material going back in our system to produce new backings from. We don't do this. The tiles are not coming back yet. They also will last for 15 years, and we only started to sell them in 2010. We know how to do it, we have the machines, but we don't do this. What Desso was investigating is to see if we can separate these tiles, the traditional tiles. Everybody produces them with bitumen backings. Hundreds of millions of tiles are out there, and we want to save the ingredients because the material can go back to Aquafil. The yarn material can go back to Aquafil. This is the company that produces really cradle-to-cradle yarn out of polyamide 6 nylon. They use all kinds of polyamide 6 materials because there's not enough yarn coming back yet, so all kinds of waste streams, for instance fishnets. We hooked up with Healthy Seas because they clean the fishnets, but the most fishnets they use are the ones from the fish farms. Every 4 months the nets have to be replaced, so it's a mountain of fishnets that are being used in the new yarns. And this is an issue. The bitumen, we could sell it to the roding industry, but we don't know how to do this because this looks like a bag of powder, but bitumen becomes concrete after 4 hours, so we could not do this in an economical viable way. And as Desso, we should have stopped now, but Tarkett thinks this is important. So Tarkett is putting resources into this project, making sure that in the future we will be able to separate these materials excuse me, and reuse them. Don't burn them, don't put them in landfills, but reuse them. Very strong decision of Tarkett. I told you it's about innovation. In backings of tiles there is always a filler, big part is chalk. And we got the chalk from France. We thought that we have to do that differently. So we first thought of egg scales. A lot of egg scales thrown away in the food industry. That's not the chalk we could use. And then we thought of the chalk that the water companies in Holland extract from the water so that we can have it as drinking water. They used sand to extract the chalk. That's not something we could use, but we changed the system. They're using chalk now to extract the chalk, and now we can use it. 20 million kilos of chalk are used in our backings. This is a nice example of new corporations thinking out of the box like this. Cooperation in maintenance and in finance. If there was another carpet here, this wouldn't happen. I'll explain to you later. But this is a system where you do no longer pay for your product, but you pay for the use. We're doing a pilot in Benelux at the moment. It looks really promising. So with this, we really are able to create the circular economy. Creativity is something else. I don't want to offend anyone, but you are difficult to convince. Architects are skeptical, and you should be. So we have to put more energy in you. We organize so-called Circle of Architects, where we show you prototypes and ask your opinion. And what we also have is we have a design center in Waalwijk. You can not only create your own yarn there, but create your own samples and products. Tarkett Lithuania is going next week with a group of architects, and I'm seeing one architect who was with us in April this year, so I'm not inviting you, he should, but if you can, please come and create your products. And if you see what's happening in workplace at the moment, there's a strong focus on health and well-being, and tech sets the tone. It doesn't mean that companies want to be Google or want to be Facebook, but they want to have offices where people like to work just as gladly as with Facebook and Google, because the war on talent is on. You have to keep your good people inside. So companies are changing the interiors, and you're using all kinds of materials. Before I show you what happened to us, just a little bit on innovation. Cradle to cradle also means that you have to be beneficial to the interior. This means that you have to produce products that really increase the quality of the interior. 90% of your time you're indoors, and we had a problem that people think that carpet makes you sick. Carpet gives you allergies. Carpet creates asthma because carpet creates dust. That's a misunderstanding. It doesn't. It captures dust. So that's the innovation that we really worked on. It's a group of products. We call it Airmaster. And fine dust, this is what I'm talking about. This is really an issue. In 2012, the World Health Organization already claimed that 7 million lives per year are lost because of poor air quality. And the EU now says 500,000 lives per year are lost because of poor air quality indoors and outdoors. We have to do something. And what we did, it is a mechanical system, so no probiotics or chemicals added to the product. It's a patented system with a very special construction, captures the fine dust, keeps it there, and you can release it with a normal vacuum clean turn. So the product stays active as long as it's on the floor. And I don't know if you know what fine dust is. I thought fine dust is if you make up your bed in the morning and the sun comes in, and what you see floating in the air, that's fine dust, but it's not. The size of fine dust is between 10 mu and 2.5 mu. And here you see 10 mu on a human hair. It's impossible to see, you can't see it. That's why it's so dangerous. And of course, all the asthma organizations wanted scientific proof. We did that with GUI, it's a German organization, part of TÜV. 3 exactly the same rooms, one with linoleum, one with normal carpet, and one with Airmaster. And then you see that the highest concentration of fine dust with Airmaster doesn't even come close to the lowest concentration of linoleum. And why is it so dangerous? Bad germs and bacteria can attach themselves to fine dust, and they can come into your lungs via your vascular system. That's why World Health Organizations made out of fine dust enemy number 1. We understand that it's a very popular product, and as an answer on the demand of the market, we are now expanding the range so that we have all kinds of different designs, different colors, just to respond to the demand of the architects. Lots of other innovations for the interior. What you're doing now is not so good, but you know that. The new workplace is no longer about flexibility, it's about movement. Sitting is the new smoking. We have to move around, we have to do meetings standing up, go through your colleague instead of sending him an email. This is good, it's movement can create sound. Within Tarkett we have lots of products that control sound, and for the tiles we have a backing that you can attach to it. It's made from recycled PET bottles, and you can not only control contact sound but also environmental sound. Products that reflect light so that you can decrease your energy costs. Tiles that generate energy or transport energy, that see where you walk or fall down, more important where you don't get up again, can solve lots of problems in the healthcare and aged care industry. And this is probably one of the most interesting cooperations that we had over the last couple of years. It's one with Philips. Philips is responsible for the modules, and we have tiles with a white backing. And the video doesn't work. Sorry? So this is not coming from the top, it's coming from underneath. This is expensive. Lots of possibilities, of course. You can imagine that this creates a big turnover in the image, and I just want to, before I end, I just want to show you what happened to us over the last couple of years. It's a bit focused to Holland, but it's internationally. Maybe you remember what I said, 2007, an old-fashioned company. If I could show you easily hundreds of slides for so-called free publicity. And free publicity, they claim it's 9 times more effective than advertising. So this is priceless. And that this happened to us, trend watcher Hilde Roodhart, in her book of 2011, she always writes a book every year, describing which companies are not going to make it, which trends she's seeing, and which companies have a bright future. And suddenly Desso is mentioned in a list of companies. Read with me: Apple, Albert Heijn, ExxonMobil, Unilever, Vita, Patagonia, IKEA, and the tiny Desso as a company with better product services, satisfied customers, better organization, happier employees, better results, and therefore more financial, but more important, more social profit. 2007, old-fashioned, and 2011 in this range. And maybe this would be unthinkable, that an artist like Petra Blaise would come to the old-fashioned Desso. 5 minutes, I'm in the clear. I'm going to make it. That an artist like Petra Blaise would ask the old-fashioned Desso to create the biggest art piece of a newly opened museum in Amsterdam. Would be unthinkable. And now she came to us and we created this very special woven piece of art together with her. And maybe you recognize her. This is our former queen. She retired a couple of years ago. But before she retired, there was only one company that she wanted to see for herself, and that was Desso. This is not a joke. I was allowed to organize the visit, and she wanted to see for herself what Desso was doing on cradle to cradle and circular economy. It's not a joke. What is a joke is, I always say, I understand why she stopped, because directly after that she retired. She had seen Desso, then your life is complete. And you can give your job to your son. This is her son. This is our king at the crowning. He's not so trendy, let's be honest, but his wife is fantastic. His wife is Argentinian, and the story here is that the designer of this dress was inspired for the color of the dress by the color of the Desso carpet. That's not true. it's the other way around, unfortunately. But we were there. And I hope that the video works, because this happened to us 2.5 years ago in Paris. Yes. They promised me these shoes. Victor and Rolf, famous fashion designers, wanted to make a statement at the Haute Couture show in Paris about the red carpet. It's about lots of money, so they wanted to make a statement. And they came to Desso, the iconic Desso as they called it, to see how they can produce these 24 looks, because that's how they call these dresses, out of carpet. And this is today. Odette X is one of the most influential interior architects of Western Europe this moment. She did not want to work with Desso in 2007, and now we are creating collections together. So you can understand that the images changed completely. No, we're no longer old-fashioned. We're this highly sustainable, trendy innovation factory, and we also show that you can be profitable by being innovative. And that's the reason that Tarkett said, this is the company we want to have. Because Tarkett has exactly the same strategy. They want to be cradle-to-cradle, circular with the cradle-to-cradle principles. And if you look at all the certifications that we have, all our colleagues are stopping with cradle-to-cradle because they think it's too difficult. We say, no, this is the route to go. Safe products, healthy materials, circular. That's what we want to do. And if you look, Desso, we were with 870 people, small company. We were at most an inspiring example for others. But now we have 12,500 colleagues. Let's say that we can have the same spirit and the same enthusiasm in this organization. That would be great, because then we can change the world a bit, change the world a little. Wouldn't that be great? Thank you.